Hi there. Welcome to the call. Wherever you're calling from, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Shauna Clark. I'm a senior leader with Premier Design starting my 19th year. And somewhere along the line, you have met someone who thought you'd be good at this and they have directed you to this call. So thank you for joining me today. And my hope is that you'll be able to make a well-informed decision on whether Premier Designs is the right business opportunity for you and your family. And I want to ask you a question. What intrigued you to hear more about Premier Designs today? Do you want to work from home? Is it debt? Do you want to be able to make 50% immediately? Do you need immediate cash flow? Or was it I need a job with a flexible schedule? Another question is, what is your biggest concern about getting started with Premier Designs? Maybe you're thinking, well, I'm sure there's an investment to get into the business and I just don't have any money. Or I'm scared to death to talk in front of people and I'm sure I'll have to talk. Or I just don't have a lot of friends who will have shows with me. Or maybe I don't know anything about jewelry or fashion. Or do you think I'd be good at this? The reason I know what you're thinking is because I thought those same things. And over the past 19 years, most people who have joined have the same concerns. In 1995, I really did not know anything about Premier Designs. I was a regional sales manager for a large corporation, and you would think that I would not be afraid of public speaking, but I was deathly afraid of it. I knew I wanted to make a change, but I had no idea where I could find a job that would allow me to stay home with my kids, control my own hours, and be my own boss. I did not even wear jewelry except for my wedding band, and I was scared to start something new. I was afraid of failing. Premier has really made a huge positive impact in my life, but God knew that I needed Premier, and I'm so glad I took that leap of faith when I did. All of my family lived out of state, so I asked some friends and neighbors if they'd help me out with my business, and they hosted my first jewelry shows. At those shows, lady I had never met put dates on my calendar for their own jewelry shows, and my business started blooming, and I started making money. I worked hard. I was focused because I had a dream of working from home and being a stay-at-home mom. So whatever fears you have about getting started in Premier, I totally understand. But if you're willing to work hard, you'll be rewarded far beyond your wildest dreams. Let me explain to you who we are and how it works and why I chose Premier Designs. Premier Designs is based in Dallas, Texas area, and it was founded in 1985. As an independent distributor, we call ourselves jewelers. We represent an exclusive line of high fashion jewelry. We do private showings, which are called jewelry shows. You can also take orders from individual customers. So if your neighbor places an order with you, you do not have to wait for a show to place your order. This is instant cash flow. Premier Designs has a gorgeous catalog that can be viewed by anyone online or in person. I knew nothing about jewelry. Premier also will provide you the tools to learn the business, like they did for me. By the way, it's really fun. Women love to bond over bling. I have taken my jewelry with me on trips and sold it to men and women right on the airplane. What you will find by wearing your Premier jewelry is you will receive lots of compliments. I have done fundraisers. Customers have had catalog shows for me. I have done corporate seminars on accessorizing using the jewelry. I have set up my jewelry at county fairs and right in my home. Men love our jewelry because it's an easy gift item to pick up for their wives. The sky is the limit. It is a visual product, and you're selling to a want, not a need. Premier is flexible. You set your own hours to work around your life. Many of you on the phone may have a full-time job, and you are just looking to make $500 a month. You can do it. I have personally held over 1,200 jewelry shows and done many individual orders. Customers are impressed how fast the orders ship and how accurate each order is delivered. I continue to be impressed with our state-of-the-art distribution center and efficient operation department. Our home office staff is dedicated to serving you. They even answer the phone with a live person. I love that. When you are a distributor, you will find customers love our variety of jewelry. There's something for every style and budget. Customers are thrilled at our affordability. Premier Designs has an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating and is part of the DSA Direct Sales Association, a very prestigious association. And you are always going to be amazed at this. 29 years later, Premier is still and always has been completely debt-free. So because Premier is debt-free and because they have been wise with their finances, they continue to be able to be very generous with our hostess plan and with our commission plan. Our company is privately owned, not publicly owned, so that it can never be bought and sold. Premier, I have found, is more than just a business. They were founded on biblical principles and for over 29 years have stayed to those founding principles of honoring God and enriching every life we touch. Therefore, they are a purpose-driven company with high levels of service and integrity, and it is so much fun to be part of this. Customers love our high levels of service. Let's get into more detail how Premier works. The first thing is that we're going to talk about is the profit when we sell a piece of jewelry is unique. Premier's payout when a piece of jewelry is sold is one of, if not the highest in the entire direct sales industry. Premier pays, are you ready? A gross profit of 50% on every piece of jewelry sold with no inventory required, no minimum order to get up to that level, and no deliveries. Wow, that is huge. And to make matters even more exciting, a Premier jeweler gets paid immediately when she sells one piece of jewelry. So, when you sell a bracelet for $40, you will keep $20 and send $20 to Premier. You will get paid first, right at the point of sale, which is huge. You will make 50% off the very first item you sell. A jeweler does not have to send their profit to Premier and wait for it to come back at the end of the month, like most companies. Checks and credit cards are made out to the jeweler, and you will have instant cash flow. All right, what does 50% profit actually mean in dollars and cents? Well, the average show company-wide is around $500, so 50% of that would be $250 gross profit. Can you imagine averaging $250 gross profit for about 4 hours away from home? Now, if you think about that, if you did one show per week for an entire month, you're going to be working 4 jewelry shows per month. On a monthly average for 4 shows, that would be an additional $1,000 in your bank account. And I want you to stop and think, what would you do if someone gave you $1,000 a month? And then what would you do with it the next month? And the month after that? That could really add up and help you and your family. So Premier definitely can provide that great part-time income. To be able to make that much money without a single person sponsored is very, very unique. So number 2, another unique aspect of Premier Designs is the Golden Guarantee and generous hostess plan. Premier stands behind their product and always takes care of our customers. Our Golden Guarantee is a manufacturer defect guarantee. That means if the jewelry was not manufactured perfectly, they're going to get a brand new piece. It is free in the first 60 days and just $5 after that. Now, it's not a wear and tear warranty, so we do teach at our shows how to take care of our jewelry. We have a Premier sponsored hostess plan. My hostesses have told me they cannot believe how generous our hostess plan is. This keeps your business going. All our hostess pay is $4 shipping and tax on her free jewelry. That is it. So when a hostess is picking out her free jewelry, she gets to pick out anything in the catalog. The hostess will always get 30% of her sales in free. She has the opportunity also to earn 2 $50 gift cards in free jewelry. Also, she can pick 4 to 8 items at half price, depending on the size of her show. And only $100 in customer orders it takes to qualify for a show. And that is it. And that is so easy to do. Our average hostess earns about $250 in free jewelry, which I feel is the most generous in the industry. Now, we do have a fee to pay, $8 to submit a show. It does not matter if I have a $400 show or a $2,000 show. We pay $8. And for each of those $50 gift cards that our hostess earns, we pay $6. $6 for her to get $50 in free jewelry. That's pretty awesome. So if you have an amazing show, the most you will ever pay is $20. Now, we need to pay the fee. Because in the eyes of the government, if we do not have a fee every time we submit a home show, then we are an employee and not an independent distributor. And you want to be an independent distributor because when you own your own business, guess what you get? Tax benefits, lots of tax benefits. Every time that you invest in your business, it's a tax deduction. The jewelry that you purchase is samples and the miles you drive for your business, plus so much more. Tax deductions are great for your business. After your jewelry show, you're going to go home or you're going to go to a coffee shop and you're going to get on a computer and you're going to submit your order on the Premier Designs website. Premier will individually package each order in a gorgeous box with the customer's name on it, and our hostess love that because they do not have to sort and figure out who bought what at their show once the jewelry is delivered. The jewelry is also delivered directly to her home, and that is such a time saver for my business. One thing you will really be impressed with is how fast your jewelry is shipped and how you do not have to worry about back orders. The orders are generally shipped complete. You might be asking yourself, do I have to sell so much jewelry a month to keep making 50%? And the answer is no. You will always make 50%, and you can decide when you want to work and how much you want to work. Now, the more home shows you do, the more money you will make. But there is no one calling you up to see how many shows you've done for the month or how many shows are on your calendar. It's refreshing. You are truly an independent owner of your own business. However, you're going to want to ask about all the generous contests, awards, and recognition that Premier offers. They reward you free jewelry just for working your business and doing jewelry shows. I love free jewelry. Also, we have been on several cruises with Premier. My husband loved the fact just by working my jewelry business consistently, we were awarded free trips. Number 3, the downline commission structure is unique. Now, here's another great part of Premier, our commission structure. You can really make great money simply by doing home shows. But if you want to turn this into something more, then sharing the business is going to make this happen. So when we sponsor a new jeweler and we teach them and train them to do this business, Premier says, thank you very much. We're going to pay you for your hard work. Here's how it works. Let's say your neighbor buys $100 of jewelry from you. You as the jeweler just made $50. Premier will never touch your money. Then you send Premier the other $50 to pay for your neighbor's jewelry. Well, Premier takes 10% or $5 of their money and pays that to the person who sponsored you, trained you, loved you, encouraged you, and made sure you knew what you were doing. Premier is going to pay her that 10%. Premier pays that same 10% commission on anyone in your downline, 3 levels deep. So you're going to make 10% on the person you sponsor, the person they sponsor, and the person they sponsor. We call these our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. So you're going to make 10% commissions 3 levels deep, and commissions are paid on the 10th of every single month. Now that is really great. We also believe at Premier that training you is very important. The person that invited you to listen to this call, she does not get paid any money for signing you up. She gets paid only when you sell jewelry. Therefore, Premier will pay her $200 just for doing your training show. So she has a vested interest in seeing you succeed. Now you're asking, wow, this is really awesome. How do I get started? This is so great because this is what sets us apart. Remember how we talked about there being no quotas or no sales pressure? We do not want to be a buyer's club. So what we do is we pay a jeweler fee every year to be a jewelry lady. Every year, every jewelry lady pays $350 to stay a jewelry lady. That's about $1 a day. What do we get for that? We get free shipping on our personal jewelry, on catalogs, and anything else we purchase from Premier. We get awesome training on our website and the support of the home office team. But that's really, really amazing. This is what I love. You ready? Premier files our state sales tax for us. So when I sell jewelry to my neighbor, I collect the tax on the jewelry and I send it to Premier. And if you've ever owned your own business, you know what an awesome deal that is. Now, when you decide to become a jewelry lady, you're going to pay $395, and that extra $45 is going to get you catalogs, order forms, and everything else you need to get your business going. But let me tell you what's really great about the first year. You get us, your jewelry mom. And when you become a jeweler, You get to have a training show. And what that means is your jewelry mom is going to come to your first show and do this show. We are working for you. You're going to get all of the money from this show, all of the bookings to help your business get started, and all of the free jewelry because you are the hostess of that show as well. So go out and have a $1,000 training show, and you just made $500, which is going to pay that $395 and some. Now, I know you need the extra money, so I always encourage my jewelers to go ahead and schedule 6 jewelry shows before you have your training show. Why? Because if you have 6 average jewelry shows of $400 and you make half, you just made $1,200. Now, why would you need the $1,200 when the jeweler fee was only $395? Because if you're going to be a successful jewelry lady, you're going to want jewelry to go on your table. Now, you're not required to have jewelry on your table, but you are going to see an increase in retail, which is going to increase the amount of money you make. And I think it's a really smart thing to do. So Premier has an awesome jewelry package. It's called My Premier Boutique. Let me say that again. We have an awesome jewelry package. It's called My Premier Boutique. That is a $1,300 value for only $475. You're going to get everything you need to start having shows and start adding some income. Your boutique is going to include around 30 pieces of pre-selected top-selling jewelry. You will also receive $100 worth of supplies, neck boards, bracelet bars, a tablecloth, a jewelry tray, a boutique bag, a diagram of how to set up a really cute display, and lots of other things to help you get your business off to a great start. So with the $395 jeweler fee and the $475 jewelry boutique, it comes to about $870. But what's really cool is when you come in with the jewelry boutique, Premier is going to give you the chance to purchase 4 other pre-selected jewelry kits or individual jewelry at a 65% discount. And you are going to be set up for success. So if you have some shows on your calendar, you're going to have that investment paid off in no time, and you're going to start making some awesome money. Oh, are you ready? There's more. Premier does offer a credit card with 0 interest, and if it's paid off in the first 6 months. So that's a great option if you don't have the cash up front. Do you remember when I told you I had a fear of starting something new and failing? I'll never forget when I sat with my husband and I was telling him, I'm thinking about doing this, and he said, honey, the lights are never going to be green in your life, and don't overanalyze it. It is jewelry, and it's fun. He said, what do you have to lose by starting this business? I think it's a no-brainer. Do 6 to 9 shows, pay off your investment, and try it. You're not marrying the business. You married me, and you will have $1,200 worth of jewelry. He said, Shauna, the question is not whether or not you're going to make money with Premier Designs, because you are. The question is whether or not you're going to show the jewelry. So I have a couple of questions that I want to end with. And do me a favor and contact the person that invited you to listen, and please let her know your answers. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are you thinking? And 5 doesn't count. You have to have an opinion. So are you a 4 or are you a 7? And if you're not a 1, you're awesome. That means there's something about Premier that you loved. Now, if you're a 10, you can go right to the Premier website and sign up. Simply go to the Premier website, www.premierdesigns.com. That's PREMIERDESIGNS.com. On the lower right bottom of the page, you will see Join My Family. Click on Join My Family and log in. You will need your sponsor's jeweler name and her jeweler number to make an account. And if you want to see if you're approved for the credit card, you can do that there too. Now don't worry, if you're approved for the card and you don't want to make a decision right away, that's fine. You created your own password so you can log back in anytime and finish the application process. If Premier can meet a need in your life, take a leap of faith. The lights will never always be green. You will be happy you did. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to meeting you.